Have you ever been in a position where, for whatever reason, someone is being really disrespectful to you and you can't say anything? You are not in a position where you can stand up for yourself because there are consequences and you know about these consequences, and so you have had to choose to just keep quiet. And the reasons could be, there are many reasons for this. A boss who controls your paycheck, a parent who is in charge of your whole survival, a teacher who's in charge of your grades, even a friend whose companionship you rely on, and the thought of losing that friendship scares you because you don't want to be lonely. Same thing goes for a romantic situation. Anytime you've ever been in a position where somebody is disrespectful to you and you feel like you cannot respond for whatever reason, what happens to your face? What happens to your jaw? What happens? What's a physiological pattern? We tend to grit down. We tend to clench our jaw. The muscles right here in the face become tense. One time, two times, three times, not a big deal. But if you are living in a situation where this is occurring frequently on a daily basis, or perhaps several times a week, and you live in that situation for several weeks, several months, years, you are going to find chronic pain and tension in your jaw. Now, for people who are working on improving their voices, jaw tension is a real problem. And I can recall being a voice student in high school, and my teacher would get very frustrated with me. She would say things like, just relax your jaw. It's like, A, I didn't know my jaw was tense. Like, I'm not aware of that. And B, how do I relax my jaw? She never once told me how to do it. So I just ended up feeling extra bad. It's like, okay, well, there's one more person who has a bit of power over me, who is saying things that make me feel bad. Great. But what happened was, after living in a situation, or I should say existing in a situation where there were multiple people who were consistently putting me down and literally telling me to shut up a lot. After a while, I tried to follow those instructions. I tried to shut up as often as I could. Now, I'm a teacher, I'm a singer, I like using my voice. And so you can imagine it was quite a serious effort for me to shut up. What happened was I ended up creating a physiological pattern in my face of clenching down. Every time I wanted to talk in front of certain people, I would have to clench my face in order to prevent myself, literally keep myself from talking, because that was my natural way is to talk a lot. And so I had to create these physical habits in order to restrain myself. That is what's causing a lot of chronic pain and tension. When people have jaw tension, not everybody has jaw tension. You notice that? But I'm a voice teacher and I work with a lot of people who are trying to improve their voice who have chronic jaw tension. And I believe this is the reason why it's like this. I believe that's what's causing it. And so if you relate to this, I want to give you a couple of exercises that you can do. But before we do that, let me just say one more thing. Your jaw is not the enemy here, and try to avoid becoming upset at your own body, because your jaw is really just doing its job like your whole body is doing. It's just trying to protect you. And there has been a pattern in your life, or there was a pattern in your life where you didn't feel you could speak up. And so your jaw did what it needed to do to protect you. But now that you're watching this video and you're thinking about this stuff, it's time to start telling your jaw everything is safe. It's time to heal the emotions that are trapped in this part of your body. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And let me explain why we're doing this. We're going to do a stretch, and we're going to do a massage technique. And the reason why we're doing this is because think about yoga. What does yoga do? Yoga, you hold certain positions in your body and you hold them in very specific positions as an attempt to train your muscles to behave in a more productive manner. We massage muscles to try and get the toxins out. We move the toxins out of the muscles through massage. So the first thing we're going to do is a stretch to try and get some flexibility in that tense muscles. We're going to focus on the masseter muscle right here. It's a muscle about this wide, I guess that's a good estimation. And it connects from the cheekbone to the jawbone on both sides. And so what we're going to do is first we're going to massage it. So we're going to take 3 fingers on both sides, but I'll demonstrate on one side. We're going to put the fingers at the jawline right there. So you feel the bone, and I want you to push up, keep your jaw relaxed, keep your tongue relaxed, all the way up to the cheekbone, and then come out like that. We're going to do both sides, and I'm not going to talk while I demonstrate it again. I'm going to keep my tongue very relaxed. I call this position where my tongue is so relaxed a zombie face. It reminds me of little kids when they're in front of a screen watching something and they get that dumb look on their face, or like that. Their tongue is so relaxed. I want you to try to do that with your tongue, and then we're going to massage both sides of the face. You can do that just a few times. And then the stretch we're going to do is we're going to open up really, really big. And this feels really goofy, but it's very, very helpful. And I'm going to demonstrate, so you guys join me. We're going to open up really big, and we're going to wiggle the jaw side to side like this. And just move it around. You're going to feel all this activity here and all of this here. And then you can do the massage technique again. Do this every single day. Do this whenever you have a moment. Do it throughout the day. Before you know it, your jaw is going to start to relax. Now, a little bit of a warning here. When you start to work with the muscles that are holding trauma, it is possible that you might awaken the trauma. You might feel sad. You might feel rage. You might feel angry. You might cry, and it's okay. Just let the emotions come, because the emotions are your body's way of letting go of the trauma. If you cry, even better. Crying is such a great way to cleanse your emotional system. So just let it come. And here's your journal prompt. Journaling is always a good idea for clearing out whatever it is you uncover, but it's also a good way of investigating your own trauma history to try and understand what's causing the jaw tension. So here's my journal prompt for you today. I want you to think back to a time when somebody who had power over you spoke down to you in a disrespectful manner. I want you to remember what it did to your body. Remember how it felt. Write as much as you can remember about that situation. Just think about it, contemplate it, and then keep paying attention today when you're around other people. Notice what happens to your face when you're around certain people. Does it relax or does it tighten up? Pay attention. That's all you have to do right now. Now, for voice teachers who are watching this, you don't have to really do anything. Just be aware that people who have jaw tension are probably dealing, unless they got into some kind of an accident, they are most likely dealing with chronic or a history of trauma that they have not recovered from. They may not even be aware of it, and you don't have to ask them about it. In fact, it's probably not a good idea to ask them about it. Just keep it in mind that that might be what's going on. It will keep you from getting frustrated, and you might want to consider asking them to do the massage exercise and the stretching. And you can just start from there. And if you stay patient with them and you create an environment where they feel really safe around you, they might actually open up and tell you what happened. They might not, but just try to remember what's going on. For voice students who can relate to this, do the massage technique and the stretching and journal. Get to know yourself and get to understand how your trauma has affected your voice. Keep getting to know yourself. Consider finding a therapist that you can talk to on a regular basis who will help you uncover the mystery of where all this tension came from. So that's all I have for you today. I hope it helped you. And I will be posting another video soon with the voiceover narrating an article I wrote on my blog on this same topic. So I'll link to that in the description. And if you haven't already subscribed to me, please do. My mission is to share everything I know about the connections between the voice, trauma, psychology, social work, massage therapy, and of course, nutrition as well. So I hope you'll join me and leave a comment if you have any questions or if you can relate to anything I've talked about. Your comments really help other people, and they also help me plan for future videos. So I hope this helped you free your voice, and I'll see you next time.